Hey everybody, it's Jimmy D, and we're not quite a year away from Epic Europe departing Barcelona on May 17th of next year. Days are going by, weeks are going by, months are going by. Before you know it, it'll be time to jump on the airplane, go to Barcelona, and then jump on Norwegian Epic for Epic Europe 2026. So I want to talk to you today about excursions and how to go about finding those for this particular trip. And you can start reviewing those. If you have questions about any of them, feel free to give me a call or to send me an email. We'll go from there. But the first thing you need to do is just type into your browser, jimmydtravel.com group Epic Europe 26. Jimmy D Travel Group / Epic Europe 26. It'll take you to the Epic Europe page, and you can see all about the trip itself here. So once you get to this screen, you just click on Extras. You go to Excursions and Activities, and you'll see the Shore Excursions Group. Shore Excursions Group is our partner in the excursions business. We use them around the world. And then you come down to explore, easy for me to say, Shore Excursions now. We're going to drop in Norwegian into this box, like I've already got, Norwegian Epic into this box, in May 17, 2026 into this box. And then you just click search. So on the left-hand side of this page will be each of the cities on the itinerary that we have for that week. And you'll have the orange box that says view excursions. So when you click on that orange box, guess what happens? The excursions pop up. Yes, good class, good class. So I'll call your attention to just a couple of things here at the beginning. One is if you want to share this page with someone else, you can click on this, drop in an email address, and you can share it with other people that are traveling with you so you guys can walk through this at the same time if you want to. Or you can go down and look at some of these they're kind of bundles that they put together sometimes. And Tracy and I did this last year on our Greece trip. We had a package best of 4 ports, and it saved us some money, but it also gave us a great overview of 3 or 4 ports, I guess it was, that we did this in, maybe 5, I don't know. She's in charge of that part of our travel. But here you can do the best of Livorno and Marseille. This is 2 excursions that you would have for that one price of $204, and that's per person. This is another one, best of Livorno and Marseille, and then this was a taste of Marseille. So you'll see some of these that have special pricing on them at this particular time. Don't know how long they'll keep this pricing, probably until maybe the sales of that particular item pick up or whatever it might be. But they do call attention to these excursions right off the top of the bat that they've got specials on. On the left-hand side, you can look at pre-tours for Barcelona. You can look at excursions there, and then we just go down by each port that we're going to go to during the 7 nights on the trip. So let's click on View Tours. So this is an on and off bus trip right at the very beginning, a 2-day pass. It's $65 a person, and you save $10. So if you're coming over early with us, Tracy and I are going over the 14th. So we'll arrive into Barcelona on the 15th. So we'll have most of the 15th, all of the 16th, and a little of the 17th to do activities around Barcelona. Understanding that you'll be flying over probably overnight on the 14th to come over at that same time. We'll take the morning, we'll get into Barcelona probably about 9 or 10 a.m. We'll get over to our hotel maybe by about noon, somewhere in there. And, some folks might want to take a nap and relax because they've been up for a while. Maybe if you don't sleep on airplanes well, but others might want to go out and do something that day. So if you did this Barcelona on and off bus, you could have this for the 15th and 16th, and that would take you around the city and allow you to go see some parts of it. Now, it's not going to give you any admission tickets into any of the attractions there, but it would be your transportation around the city. So not a bad price at all for $65. One of the most famous attractions in Barcelona is the Sagrada Familia, the large church that's been literally being built for 500 years. I think they've announced that they've finally come to the end of it next year. But this particular package is $178. And I want to show you a little bit about how to read these because there's so many of these that you can do. It just sometimes gets confusing and they all run together. But here's kind of the way I look at these excursions. One, over on the right-hand side, it gives you some really good information right off the bat. So standard excursion size means about 20 people or something like that. What's it based on? This is scenic and cultural. There's no food and beverage included in this one. The activity level, this is key. If you are healthy and fit and you regularly get out and walk, things like that, a moderate activity won't be anything for you, or even a strenuous activity may not be anything for you. But if you're one that has a bit of mobility issues, then I would say moderate might be as far as you want to go. If you see something that says strenuous, you might want to stay away from those. And then you'll also see some that say easy from time to time as well. And the excursion duration on this one is 4.5 hours. Now, the excursions will depart from Barcelona. They'll depart at the scheduled time, whatever that is, and I'll show you how to get to that in just a minute. But when we're out on the other ports around the Mediterranean, you may see a start time. And then you look at the ship arrival time, you go, wait a minute, those don't match up. Well, when you get into the port, it's going to take us an hour or so to get off the ship, probably. And the excursions will not start until after they have time to get everybody off the ship. So don't be too concerned about the start times for the ones that are in port as we go along. As for Barcelona, on the pre-night special or the pre-night excursions, those will start at the listed time. All right, so let's go walk through this just a minute. So let's go to full details on this particular tour. So it allows you to ask your tour departure date, the tour departure time. On this particular one, it wants to know the date. So if you were going to do on July of 20, or I'm sorry, May of 26, we'll go over here. And we want to do, so we're going to be departing on the 17th. So maybe we want to do it on the 16th. And then we select the tour time. So there's a 10 a.m. departure and an 11 a.m. departure. So let's take the 11 a.m. We're going to sleep late. And how many people are we going to put in here? So we're just going to take 2. And then we can, the port book is an option that they'll give you that kind of describes Barcelona and all about it. And by the way, I've got destination guides for each one of these cities. And if you'd like to have those, just let me know. Happy to provide those to you. And then you can add that to cart, or you can come over here and read about the reviews that this particular excursion has, some of the highlights that go through this. And this will be on each one of these excursions. So it really gives you a lot of information. And then the items that you're going to visit. The right-hand side over on the bottom says, yep, standard excursion size. We're going to be in a cultural or a historical type excursion. It's 4.5 hours. It's moderate. And this is where it gets exciting because it tells you how you're going to get to where you're going to be. So in this particular one, it's a 20 or 30 minute cab ride, about 20 to 25 euros each way to get to the departure location. So as you're looking at these excursions, make sure to take a quick look at the shore excursion leaves from, because you don't want to go get you an excursion that's an hour away. You don't realize that. Also gives you recommended dress. So this is a Catholic church in this particular one. So visitors must dress appropriately following these guidelines. So it's important that as we go through these sites in Europe, that we know exactly what the required dress is, so that we can dress appropriately. And then at the bottom also you get the restrictions of what we might be dealing with. And you see one of these says those who suffer from vertigo or cardiovascular diseases are not allowed to go up in the towers. Infants from 0 to 5 are not allowed in the towers at all either. So that is a really good way to kind of get a great understanding of what you're going to see in this. This particular tour has 6 ratings. So 6 ratings for me is pretty low. It doesn't mean that that it's a bad operator, and you can go read the actual reviews, but I tend to want something that's got 30, 40, 50 or more ratings on it, because it allows us to have a broader view of the input from past customers. But as you can see, we can see all the reviews right here, get all the information that the others have done. And it also gives you the date that they purchased it. So these folks purchased it back in 24. So again, lots of information on this page. Just make sure that you take a few minutes and look at each one independently before you make a decision on how you're going to invest your money for this. One of the cool things I think that they do is they include photos from those that have gone on this excursion before. And how about this one with the bird in the flight? That's pretty cool. But this gives you an idea of what the clients saw when they were looking at this as well. So not a bad deal. So as you look down through here, you'll see several of these for Barcelona before the departure date. And then there'll be some culinary, there'll be historical, be just some regular sightseeing. So make sure to take a quick look at that. Now, when you pick up one of these excursions and you click on them, it's going to ask you to put in your credit card number and the expiration date, and you can go ahead and buy those at that point. As we get closer, if you decide that you don't want to do that, you've decided you don't want to do that, the policy with this company is that prior to 14 days of the departure of the ship, this is really important, departure of the ship, not date of the excursion, you can cancel these reservations for no charge. If, however, you purchase their insurance on these as well, this is 8 to 10% of the charge of the excursion, then you can cancel up to 2 days before the departure of the ship. Departure of the ship is the important thing. So May 17th is departure of the ship, but Steve, we may have excursions that are out on May 21st or 20th. So it's not 2 days before the 20th, it's 2 days before departure of the ship. If you don't, and let's plan on it this way, if you're going to do insurance on the excursions, we should wrap that into a total insurance package for your overall trip, and we can do that as we go along. Lots of great excursions for the Mediterranean area. We had a blast over there last year and just learned a lot, got to see a bunch, and went out with a bunch of the folks that we had sailed with, and then there were some people from some other ships with us as well on some of the excursions, but we really had a big time. If you're going to go over there, if you're going to go all the way over to Italy and Spain, take the time to see something important and start making that planning now. You know, it's not too early to book these. Some of them will sell out before we get there, but if you start on it right now, you'll have plenty of time to walk through each one of them and then make the best decision for you and your group. Yeah, I'm here to help however I can. So if you want to schedule a call to talk through some of these excursions, some of them that I've done, and maybe some of them that I know nothing about, I am happy to do that. All you have to do is send me a note at jim.donovan@cruiseplanners.com, or just send me a text and we can set it up that way. I'm excited you're coming along with us on Jimmy D's Epic Europe 26. There will be an Epic Europe 27 as well. But this one is a little different itinerary than what we did last year. Last year was more Greek focused. This one is more Italy and Spain focused. But I'm really excited to have you all coming. We've got a great group going so far. I still have some of the cabins at the original price. Not very many, but a few. And I know now when I go back to NCL, they do cost me more, as I had to run back and pick up a few for one of the categories last week. It's Jimmy D saying, come back to see with Jimmy D. And I'm really glad to see you on Epic Europe 26. And I'll see you on board.